Sadie na Apostle Charles Owusu ekano.
Now, just as Apostle Charles Owusu has already said,
Yen time political party bia.
we have hatred for no political party. We do not hate any political party.
Na obi nye ni bi kwa.
But I see nobody does something for no reason.
Last Sunday, the meye no nanka last 2 weeks Sunday krana kamebe.
Now, last Sunday, my explosion was actually intended for last 2 weeks. Sunday.
Because of information aminya voice messages wo me phone so. Wo me phone so sesia. I believe some apostle ebi wo phone so. Osofopon say bi wo so phone so.
Because of pieces of information.
Last month
I received last month.
August.
August,
July, no. Beginning of July, no.
Now, last month, in the month of July,
and I minya message from Kumasi.
I received messages from Kumasi.
Nkrophobia omaya meeting.
And it was about some people who had sat in a meeting.
NPP phobia.
And it was, the people were some NPP members.
Sir,
their discussion and plan was that they would come to church, our church premises, church auditorium, to cause chaos and mayhem, to disrupt our service, and it would just be like what happened some time ago. So that they will say, oh, here, these are the acts of the incorrigible Owusu Bempah. He has done it again.
Pretend they say, I say Muslims be.
And then they will come in the guise
and NPP phobia
of Muslims, as though they are Muslims, as though they are Muslim youth that are coming on attack.
President.
The alleged reason they will be coming to attack in the manner they would, or in the manner they have planned, is that I have said allegedly that I will not allow a Muslim to be president of Ghana.
Muslim and your president of Ghana.
But there is no record of me saying I will not allow a Muslim to become president of Ghana. There is no
in my life.
There is no record of me saying here or anywhere that I will never allow any Muslim to be president ever in Ghana. I was a student of C.I. Ahmadiyya. And I used to live at Alaba. And I lived in the midst of Muslims. We also lived at Aswasi A-line. We lived in the midst of Muslims. I was a student of Nawal Indini. It is an Islamic school.
St. Peter's.
Before I moved on to St. Peter's. The Doom area. So I am not a person that has hatred for Muslims. But some people are creating a very wrong narrative that Prophet Owusu Bempah has hatred for Muslims. It is untrue. I have a cordial relationship with the chief imam of Ghana. Now, in this nation, those personalities that I hold in high esteem and I have great reverence and respect for, he is one of them.
Now, reacted last Sunday to that extent.
Why? What caused me to react to that extent last week?
Now,
my anger was triggered by something. And it was because of the information that some people would just come and cause chaos.
NPP and NPP.
The information was about some NPP youth who had decided they will come and do what is unlawful. Now, if I were the only person that received that information, well, somebody will say, "Oh, man of God, it's very convenient for you to say that it's a lie."
Church members there
are members of the church that received this kind of information. I had also received.
My sister
Fosti also received a call to inform her brother, which is the prophet, so that we would be aware of what some people have intended to do, because we lived in Kumasi. Now, Reverend Charles Owusu also received messages which he's got on his phone. Now, there are certain members who are seated in church today who also received messages of this kind. Now, when I heard this, I was deeply hurt. So I was asking myself, why? What have I done this time? So if you recall, weeks ago, I said about the NPP internal elections that they were having, that really they are really going to elect leaders. And I was asking why they were going to cast ballots and elect leaders. I mean, for what purpose? In fact, that day when I was speaking, I was very hurt, and it was that time that I wanted to speak out and explode. There are so many things the NPP as a party has done against me to cause me hurt. And even that, as if that were not enough, now that I'm minding my business, NPP time, Owusu Bempah yesa, NDC so bae, Owusu Bempah sa yesa, ni atwa ntro se mema sorefo, ampo, aprosifo, sa na bre bi atwa mom kan na this time make us Owusu Bempah amana sorefo ampo nkrofo bi ona sore dem. Now, look at all these things. So now that according Muslims and Owusu Bempah sorefo. Now that I'm minding my business, there seems to have been a conspiracy against me and a decision to cause some youth from the NPP party to come to church during church service hours to cause chaos and mayhem. And when the situation becomes violent, they would say that Prophet Owusu Bempah has done it again. During the NPP dispensation, he caused members of his church, allegedly, in fact, it is untrue, that he caused members of his church to beat some police officers who had been sent on official assignment to church. And they will say again that this time, Prophet Owusu Bempah has caused the members of his church to beat some people in church within the precinct of the church. And they'll give a very false and provocative narrative about it, that as though there is some contention between Christians and Muslims.
Now, adia me ngone say information ye nyina so edin ba kupa bi no mu nyina abo se saa nipa no nkrofo edin ba kupa bi.
Now, all the messages we have received, there is one particular name that they mention. It is central in all the messages received from the various quarters, and they say people associated with this very person are the people planning to do this evil.
Metime baby ni ama abronye no abetena TV so no abedi Owusu Bempah temsa.
Now,
menkasa
without any provocation, In fact, while minding my business, I see videos of Abronye on social media casting insults, as aspersions, and all that at me, at my person, without any provocation.
And a branch here, no di matemana Vice President Bawumia picture bonechi. Your friend is saying, your car say Honorable Ken, Oma be any tree. Coca suit me be di matemsa. And also men kasa.
And then another gentleman called Coca also would rain insults for no reason at me.
Oni friend bi su your friend Bulgaria. Onu su be di matemsa men kasa de be no on Vice President. Aye video.
Now there's
pictures at the social media
who is called Bulgaria would also insult me for no reason. And the next moment you see him in a photograph with the ex-vice president of Ghana. Now, for all these people who come out to insult me and attack my person, I have done nothing to any of them. And for all of them, while doing their broadcast, you will see pictures and portraits of the former vice president, His Excellency Bawumia. Then we'll also hear Efia Schwarzenegger. She will come with hers and she would insult me. Now recently when she was called, she decided she would not respond and she will not insult me.
And then in Crawford, so be Dimatemsa, Kobo Morris Ampaupa, no so be Dimatemsa, and also Bempah my din.
Now, Chairman Wontumi and his boys, with in an alliance with Morris Ampau, they would come use airtime just to insult me for no apparent reason. Now I ask myself, what have I really done? I am also human. Now, you don't just insult me, you insult my mother, insult members of my church, and use unprintable words. You use unprintable words in describing me, members of my church, and my family.
Now, Now,
I ask myself, the leadership of NPP, are they saying they have not heard nor seen any of these insults targeted at me? And they have lost control over their people to the extent that they cannot tell the members of their own party to stop what they are doing to Prophet Owusu Bempah. So sometimes I get angry and I declare that I will not allow the former president, candidate of the new patriotic party, to become president of Ghana because of the insults. Now, you know what has happened?
Vice President Bawumia.
I have friends who are also very good friends of the former vice president Bawumia. I am using this opportunity, this platform, as an opportunity to say something for those friends to hear me clearly. It is not the case that in recent times I have withdrawn from you.
Ebimpo etimi ya party kase papa ya party ni ya invite o enti bra party ni bi ni nyina ya ntonsanidi menko.
Now sometimes
and then I make a
a party
menamfo no me pese me body mo party samo ya mo invite me na member no because of Dr. Bawumia na mo ne nam no enti amma menya gidie o mo mu biem san de ne Crawford de ye minti nti amma me suro me ho eniama me famu am di yaw besine.
The affliction, the agony I was made to go through, and I am so hurt about it till today.
Na me pese me busa sabe na Akufo-Addo na brain. Now mu yi masemu ya no. MPP fo bi ase me makasatia MPP party no ento mo bu afu. Da bi omo ye me ne a me ken.
Now that's no
mu ewo bi kan. MPP fo nyina. Kofo we ye dimatem sa me bie ma no ba ko pa munti bi da.
So
me wo ho sa na Awurade bie mani. Ehwan ka Awurade.
Blessed be the Lord who gave me a revelation.
The Awurade ayama me no. In fact, me di asede mu oduru e de me Awurade.
Now what the Lord has done for me.
Kamente ase. Obia no hono a wa bre e wo Nana Akufo-Addo ho. So be president e che me so for Bempah.
There is no person
9 months
apart from fasting
continuously
and prayers for
3 times a week.
Dear
me hu ya me kan nyame na yi kire me sata mo kra na me vice president. Enti de enti no se mo de me to tankuru mu na mo yesa. Na me kokasa a whole party bu of Owusu Bempah edidi NPP for atem. O man ko mu kokume no. O mu na mu no mu obi kan. Na atenti na mu kokume. Ahono me mentiase yo.
Now kill me.
Enti Sunday no se me kasae e ma ne broso a. Ensuo tapo nkyerene a oye wo. Afede ma bre. Enough is enough. Ebi a wona aye me kran ka be de e che de me ye.
Now if you were in my shoes,
when you metimba bi dwene mo
have done worse.
Afa mo san eyin krofo so mo samra emeya na no de ani bi adan how me ko kan mo se ade ntino Owusu Bempah kasa eti nka baby samo ya sa enye MPP for na mo ya sa na enye.
So those people
se mo be kwa akwadwene hu ye na mo hu ne se de mo ye na nya mo kwadwene hu ye na mo se de mo ne me ye na enye.
Those people in the party.
Media mechanical crutch, my dear Modia, many dear. The many penny me. Me mom dear, me bompa yetia, sa administration is me bompa yetia almost. Me mam rana sa be me said. Yamisha will be a bia, Obi Baka say, Owusu Bempah. We are too no. Untimi nyahe. Untimi nkasa wo ma obi ma. Me pa cho Ghana kroma ye nyina yete ha. Na eduru ho a ye behwe. Enya me nko ana meto aba wo. Ena me nka nkyerɛ de ekoto aba na ma no. But your soro in the decide. Sa osoro akasa akyerɛ me ama maka de wo nyame se menka. De Awurade Yesu se menka na maka. Na enu ntinka mu kokume me kwanya me anim kra na me ka sa Awurade de o ka sa me nka na me ka ye no hwede nko mu kwai me nko mu kokume sanya wi kire me na nyame beye bibi eno nko akra keke it will go against you people. Tisamu asem papa bi ka mo meka na mu nya sa atem didie na mabɔ mo nkrofo pa na mu didi matem no na me ma me ka sentia mo bi free na ekro ma kire ma sem wo awie ba mo mu di matem no me so me ko me nkoto dwanim. Yamisha will be amen. Amen.